Welcome back to Serger Tip Clips. In my previous tip clip, I introduced you to the fantastic new C28 Clear Cover Chain Stitch Foot. And I showed you just a few of the basics on how to use it and some of the different features on the foot. But today I'd like to show you one more way to get some use out of this cool little window that has been created on the top of the foot. So let's first go to the table, take a look at it up close, and then we'll see it on the machine. Let's take a close-up look at the C28 Clear Cover Chain Stitch Foot. The window measures exactly 3/8 of an inch wide, so it is a perfect guide for ribbons, trims, or the narrow belt loop folder strips to go through without having to guide them at all, other than watching a guideline on your base fabric. This is a 3/8 inch grosgrain ribbon, and you can see it slides through very effortlessly, and you don't really even need to steer it, so it's fantastic. We'll go over to the machine and take a look at it in action. I have a 3/8 inch wide piece of grosgrain ribbon, and I want to attach it to this base fabric, and I've chalked in a line that I want to follow. But I'm not really going to have to work too hard, because you're going to see how the window on this really is doing the work for keeping the ribbon exactly where I want it. So to get started, I've brought my needles up to the highest position. I have them in the wide cover stitch position, the left and right, stitch number 22 on your L890 serger. I am going to pivot the foot left just to make it easy to get the ribbon in. You may need to use tweezers if you have fabric that's a little bit harder to manage, but this is stiff and easy to get in. I'm bringing it back. I'm going to back the ribbon out just a little bit, and I'm going to bring my needles down just to kind of nail it in place and get my fabric positioned under it. So I am going to make sure I can have these great marks on the toe of the foot. So I'm going to align my fabric line just a little bit to the right of that, I think. And then I can follow it along, put my needles down, and I think I'm ready to go. So, and my stitch length is on 3.5. So let's see how this goes. Just chain off the fabric. Cut the threads, raise the presser foot. And let's take a look at this. I can see already. It looks absolutely perfect. Here are my beginning threads. Let me get those out of the way. You can see perfect stitching. And the only thing that I was really watching was the line. I didn't even see where the ribbon was under the foot, because the window kept it right where I wanted it to be. Here's another great use for the C28 foot. If you have the belt loop folder, and it's the narrowest one, that finishes up at exactly 3/8 of an inch. So that will also fit through the window. And this is a great way to attach trim. It's super fast, very, very accurate, and easy. That's the best part. So on this one, I used a navy blue quilting weight cotton for the fabric to create the folder strip. And I did a little thread fusion with tone-on-tone orange 12-weight threads. Let me just show those to you. You can see one's a little bit rustier color than the brighter orange. And I used a wide cover stitch for that stitch, and I want to show that off. So I've switched out my needle threads to be navy blue, so that stitching that attaches it to the base fabric disappears. I have my needles up again to the highest point. I'm pivoting my foot out. I'm going to have the cover or the chain looper thread side show off that decorative look. And I'm doing the exact same thing I did with the ribbon, sliding it under, bring my presser foot back into position. And I'm going to use my needles to get that fastened and nailed down. And I've chalked in a second line on the fabric that I'll follow. So let me get everything aligned. I think we're good to go. And you want to be sure that you have enough of your either ribbon or binding strip or whatever you're using to attach for trim. Okay, I think we're all set to go. I see my chalk line right here. It's kind of faint on the camera, but let's do our best here. My strip is shorter than my base fabric. Let me bring my needles up. Lock it off with my locking fork. Give my threads a snip. Pull it out, and it's locked in place. And let's take a look at this. Perfect. It's exactly even and straight. It looks fantastic. You can see the navy blue thread, but when you have that matching that base fabric, it really disappears on the surface of it. This is just one of my starter threads. Let me get that out of the way. But it looks great. Let's take a look at it up close on the table too. Okay, you can see how straight and perfect these binding strips are on, or the ribbon also. And on this one, again, where I use the navy blue thread, you can't even see the stitching. So I am loving the C28 foot more and more. It is so fantastic. The C28 foot is now available at your dealer, or if they don't have it in stock, it may already be sold out. It's so popular, they can order it for you. Leave your comments and questions below. I'll get back to you quickly if you have a question. And thanks for joining me. Happy sewing and serging.